you can just see that the whole world has been set up like that. It's just layers upon layers upon layers of distractions upon distractions. And then you get into something called spirituality, and as soon as you get into it, the ego is like the spider sitting back in the web going, on a conscious journey for spiritual awakening now. What are we going to do with that? We better make a career out of it. I mean, what better way to stop the actual event than to materialize it, just like it would do with anything else, and then, you know, make an image and have to maintain an image and all kinds of different things. You know, you think of the people who have, you know, written a lot and done a lot and everything. I do remember, I remember during 9/11 when the trade centers came down, Deepak Chopra was actually up in the air, traveling somewhere. And, you know, when they got the news that the towers had come down and they were going to grounding the planes, and I think, you know, it just brought up Deepak's unconscious fear. My wife, my family, the typical things that we talk about a lot, you know, the things where you have your specialness really locked in. It was his, you know, he went from being the guru, the great guru of the West, to, where's my wife? I gotta get, where's my children? You know, it was all, you know, family self-concept things come in. It's the same, you have to start to realize as you go deeper and deeper that anything in this world that you invest in, you will defend. If you are invested in it in terms of an identity, you will defend it. You know, whenever you feel the need to be defensive about anything, Jesus says, you have identified yourself with an illusion. The most clear-cut teachings in the world, that any slight defensiveness around anything is you have identified yourself with an illusion. And it's an identification problem, because your identity is not meant to be identified with illusions. It's meant to be what it is, the Christ. So, you know, the deeper you get into these teachings, you start to realize, I need to really realize that anytime I'm upset at all, I'm defensive about anything, it's just this unconscious belief system of the ego coming up and rearing its head, and really it's like love is there, the light is there, and I'm like going, oh, stay away, light, oh, big light, I like my littleness, I like my specialness, and I'm going to project it out onto the screen and make it about something else, and I'm going to forget that I did it, and you're not going to remind me of that ever again, because it's that nuclear threat or that tsunami or that disease, or it's going to be that government, you know, that wicked man, the dictators. Yeah, it's a terrorist. It's a terrorist. It's a terrorist problem, and don't ever remind me that it's just you coming closer and trying to shine your light on my illusions. No, I want my illusions down here, and I'm going to protect them and keep playing this mind trick with myself, if you don't mind. I'll do it for a few more millennium too, and I don't care. I've been to India. I was at an ashram. I pierced my nose. I met Sai Baba. You know, it's just choom, choom, choom. It's just going to make up a spiritual self-concept of all of the spiritual accomplishments that it's got, and it's just going to turn that into another story and another pride game.
That's my story.
It's a pride game. You know, you just build up, and you build it up, and you build it up, and then you think it's like the Tower of Babel. Am I there yet? Am I in the clouds? With all of the accomplishments that I've got, with all of my spiritual accomplishments, I should be pretty high in the clouds now. God, are you up here? You know, and the whole story of the Tower of Babel is you don't reach God through adding on things. You know, it's more of a subtraction process, like Buddha talked about. Empty, 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 empty. Pull your pockets out and just disclose everything and empty, to want for nothing, is no small thing, because you first have to realize the power of your wanting, and how when you take the power of your mind and turn it into the power of wanting, it's like quicksand. You start to fool yourself with fool's gold and believe you're gliding down the highway when in fact you're slip sliding away, thinking you're attaining something, you're achieving something, you're getting somewhere, when in fact, you're just adding on more layers of defenses, except disguised as spiritual achievements. So, I think the journey is a very humbling journey. It's a journey of more and more, we were talking just a little while ago about the Magoo mind, getting more into the Mr. Magoo mind and feeling really comfortable with that. Like starting to get really clueless and going, yeah, this feels really good, and I'm still safe. I'm not harmed in the Magoo mind. Nothing's taking anything away from me. I'm perfectly cared for and provided for. I don't have to be concerned about all these things. I just have to just ease on in with more trust and a little more trust. And if there's, I like that. That's how the Course workbook ends. This holy instant, what I give to you, be you in charge. And basically it's saying, if I need a word, if I need a thought, whatever I need, this is the gift that you shall give to me. I will go for God dependence. I'm tired of independence. I'm tired of codependence. I'm tired of trying to make it on my own. My way or the highway, or look out for number one, and all these different cliches and sayings. You better look out for number one, because if you don't, nobody else will. That's not the one. Number one, if it's got number in front of it, number one is number two. It doesn't even have a source. The one you're looking out for, the personality self, it doesn't even have a source. How could it be worth looking out for? Building up, all these kind of things. You're supposed to build your physical fitness, When you're a mind, you don't even have a physique. How could you build something that you don't even have? It's ridiculous, And learning all these things of the world, when in fact you were created perfect, and you were created as a perfect being that doesn't even know what learning is. Doesn't even know what learning is. How could you get hoodwinked into trying to learn more and more and more when you can't learn in the first place, And how could you feel sacrifice at emptying your mind of false learnings when you start to get it that they don't really amount to anything? Not one learning of the world has ever brought peace of mind. Well, if it hasn't brought peace of mind, then really what good is? You can hold it up right away and go, oh, here's my light. Here's my criteria, peace of mind. So let's pick something I've learned. Carrots. Okay, all right, carrots. I learned carrots now. Carrots, have they ever brought me lasting peace? No, they haven't. Okay.
That's the definition of littleness, isn't it?
It is. It's like everything that's learned is littleness. Because Spirit doesn't learn. At some point of the Course, I don't know where I was in the Course, and I just was smiling and laughing, going, ha, that's great. You call it A Course in Miracles. You even put it in book form, and you call it a course, and this thing doesn't have a damn thing to do about learning. There's not a damn bit of learning in this book. It's all on learning. You could have, I said, that's sneaky, you get a guy like me, in college for 10 years, he really thinks learning's valuable and everything, so you call it A Course in Miracles. It's a cute name. And then you really think you're getting into a course, like, hey, miracles. Maybe I can be a miracles master. I can learn miracles. And you get in there and it's not a damn thing about learning. There's not a damn bit of learning in the whole book. In fact, you finally get to that paragraph in lesson 189, And he finally comes out and says, forget this course. Forget this world and come with open arms unto God. Well, thank you. You wait till I go through 600 some pages of text, read through that I don't know how many times, and do this workbook, and I have to start over again because I get too resistant. And I finally make it to 189. You say, forget this world, forget this course, and come with open arms unto my God. Well, thank you. And this doesn't have a damn thing about learning, and it was cute, but it got me in there. But you start to realize you're not, and he even constantly is couching it in learning terms as if they're meaningful. To learn this course requires willingness to question every value that you hold. Not one can be kept hidden, or it will obscure your learning. That's just another flipped version of what Buddha was saying. Empty your mind of everything you think you know, every thought that you think you've had about anything. You've got to empty it completely. And the Course is very Buddhist in that way. It's about empty, empty, empty. Unlearn, unlearn, unlearn. Even couched in, learning terms. It's just couched in Western terms as if really there is something to learn, as if psychology is real, as if Christianity is real, as if education's real. He's using all those terms, and then he's going to pull the whole rug out by the time you get to lesson 189 and go, ha ha! There's not a damn thing to learn. But I got you. I got you this far, didn't I? Now are you ready to go for it? This is Buddhist. I'm reading a Christian Buddhist book. He's telling me to empty thing out. Yeah, and he's telling you the fullness of who you are as the Christ is waiting. It's wonderful. He keeps saying, jump in, it's wonderful, it's wonderful. Who you are is more glorious than you've ever imagined in form, because you can't really imagine yourself. You weren't created to be an image. You can't imagine yourself because you're beyond images. Just come with me and empty out. So, to the extent that you really start to get that, I guess when I got to that point, I was like, okay, so I really am not I'm not here to accomplish anything in the world. He's like, yeah, you got that right. Okay. Now that takes the pressure off. Right. Don't have to worry about that one. Leave a legacy behind and all that stuff, for the future generations. And so that's feeling a lot better. Actually, I like that. You don't have to learn anything. Okay, I'm liking that too. It's like, you never have learned a damn thing. Okay, I'm not taking this with a chip on my shoulder. I actually kind of like that. And miracles are involuntary. If you need a word, it will be given. If you need to remember something, you don't have to scratch your head and struggle and go digging through your iPhone, your notes to try to find it. If you need a word, it will be given you. If you need to remember a name, it will be given you. Whatever you need, it will be given. It shall be given. Oh, so that's what you're telling me my life is going to be now. It's going to be accept what's given. Everything, from a thought to a word to an action, like a canvas with a wide open, just a blank canvas. And okay, I'm here, I just show up at the canvas, that's right. I'll provide the paints, I'll provide the colors, I'll provide the brushes, the textures, I provide everything to you. It's just given. So I just wake up every day like a blank slate and I just open to what's given. Yeah, that's it. That's all. Just accept what's given. He's like, yeah, and you will see how natural that is. I don't have to figure out what to say, what to do ahead of time. Say, oh, that sounds like what you said at the beginning of the Course. I do not have to worry about what to say or what to do, for he who sent me will direct me. It's given.